Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for this Tuesday, June 6th. Going right to our impacts map for the next few days, Wednesday and Thursday will be our significant days with increasing southwest winds ahead of a deep storm system coming out of the Pacific Northwest. We'll look at it in more detail. These winds will be preceded by several days of very warm, dry conditions and low humidity along with those winds. There will be some moistening from west to east as the system brings in some cooler, more humid conditions. So the critical or borderline critical conditions should be rather short-lived, but it'll be in these areas here, mostly Nevada, Utah, the Arizona Strip, and far southern Idaho that we'll be watching. Taking a look at the past 24 hours, precipitation-wise, quite scattered and light, mainly across eastern areas. This is associated with some lightning that occurred across some of the higher terrain of Utah. And if we look at our fire map and fire activity past 24 hours, you can see we've had some new starts here in some of the central Wasatch areas and heading out towards eastern Utah. Also some new fire starts, a few acres to a couple dozen acres across parts of western Nevada and into southern Idaho. So getting the time of year in the lower elevations, the cheatgrass is becoming receptive to fire activity right now, at least smaller to mid-sized fires. If we look at precipitation, the past 7 days, quite dry across Nevada and a good portion of western Utah and into southern Idaho as well, but we did have some decent moisture in this green and dark green shade of a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain and in those areas, and a little bit down in the Arizona Strip. And on the right-hand side, you can see the past 30 days. We had quite a wet pattern across the northern and central portions of the region, especially up in Idaho and western Wyoming. So the heavier fuels up there, 1,000-hour fuels, will take a while to subside. And if we look at some of those fuels, you can see the ERCs, which have a lot of components, including 1,000-hour and some other things, trending upwards, but still moist in most of our northern and central areas. However, keep in mind in the grass, lots of times ERC is not the best indicator, so we've had some fire activity through here. It's in the southern third and southeastern portions of our area that we do have some concerns, as some of our fuels are getting into the 70th plus percentile, even a little bit of an 80th here. This dark red here is an anomaly from a bad observation site. However, on the live fuel moisture from western Nevada and parts of eastern Nevada and southwest Utah, you can see live fuel moisture is still above normal in most areas, in some cases well above normal, starting to descend down. But at least right now, the live fuel moistures are not quite in line with the grasses as of yet. So taking a look at our satellite imagery through here, we have a very deep low pressure system, more typical of March, dropping down out of the Gulf of Alaska, bumping into this high pressure ridge over Mexico, which will build northwards. This will give us the heat and dryness over the next 2 days, especially the eastern portion of the Great Basin. It'll be the winds with this tighter packing of these height lines that will be the major weather player as we go into the middle part of the week. So taking a look at later today, the upper level map on the left-hand side shows that high pressure ridge building upwards, drier air being entrained from south to north. You can see our dryness levels on the right-hand side starting to approach critically dry in our southern areas and borderline across some of our central regions. In terms of humidity this afternoon and winds, you can see humidity down in the single digits. Southern areas, low teens to the north, and then quite a bit higher as head further north, especially more humid into western Wyoming. Winds this afternoon starting to pick up a little bit in the afternoon hours. The olive to orange shades indicate wind speeds of 20 to 25 miles an hour. Now on Wednesday, see the tight packing of the height lines with that deep low pressure and a lot of moisture offshore and into far northwest California, but we are in the drier air mass initially with these tannish colors moving on in our dryness levels on the right hand side. And then if we start looking at the humidity, you can see that we are on the dry side, lots of single digit humidity across most of Nevada, low teens, getting into southern Idaho, quite dry in Utah as well. See the winds now picking up a bit more, that orange shade through there, those are wind speeds of 25 to 30, and some of these purple shades even 30 to 35 miles per hour, so that'll be something worth watching. And then on Thursday, that low approaches even closer, lots of wind. Notice where the tannish colors are, that's our driest air mass humidity. There is a much higher humidity, 60-70% or higher into northwestern Nevada, into parts of maybe far western Idaho, and the Sierra front as well. So fire potential should be decreasing there, but it'll be the southern and eastern areas we'll have to watch out for as we look at our dryness levels on the right-hand side. And if we look at our humidity levels, you can see much more humid in the 20 to 30% range across the Sierra front, western Nevada, but still single digits to low teens further east. Notice the winds. Good thing the humidity is higher up here, because lots of these winds will be 35 to 45 miles per hour off the Sierra front, and maybe 30-35 miles per hour, some gusts to 40 along the Nevada Utah border and down into the Arizona Strip as well. So that's something we're kind of concerned about. Precipitation accumulation the next 3 days. Most of it will be confined into northern California. You can see how much of it, over 3 inches in northwest California, but just a few hundredths bleeding over the Sierra Cascade crest. And then looking further down the road on Friday, that deep low pressure over the Pacific Northwest. Quite windy, moisture shifts to the north. So again, southern areas and eastern areas will be under the gun. Our dryness levels, you can see how much more moist conditions are in the north. As we go into Saturday, not much change through there. Moisture in the north and breezy in the south, but really nothing super dry here in terms of air mass humidity. And if we look at Sunday coming up, again, deep low pressure, and this moisture coming into parts of Idaho could even cause some snowfall above 6,000 feet. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Kind of tricky forecast, but breezy with those tight packing of those height lines across our southern areas. Our dryness levels start recovering a little bit from being under that low pressure for quite some time. And then on Monday, that low pressure only slowly moves out. Still some residual moisture and cloud cover, dryness further south, but at this point we would have recovered quite a bit on our fuels, things becoming a little bit more on the benign side. Precipitation over the entire 7-day period, and a lot of this will come with that low pressure in the weekend, but there could be anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half of precipitation, and that could be over a few inches of snow in some of the higher elevations of central Idaho, maybe even into western Wyoming, but dry further south. And as we go into the 8 to 14 day outlook, you can see that will be much warmer than normal in our southern areas, but cooler than normal across Idaho, Wyoming, and far northern Utah, but overall a drier than normal signal. This concludes our fire briefing. Our next one will be coming up tomorrow. We're doing them 7 days a week now at this point. Have a great day.